And on Lite 92.1, we're thrilled to have with us this morning a performer who plays music that I absolutely love. Let's say good morning to Don Campbell. Don, good to have you with us.
Good morning, Joe. Thanks for having me today. I appreciate that.
We've been telling the folks you play the music of Dan Fogelberg, one of my all-time favorites. Now let me ask you, why Dan Fogelberg?
You know, I'm an acoustic guitar singer-songwriter, and I'm 49 years old, and when I was 15, I was just walking by a Radio Shack one day, and they were trying to sell a boombox, and but the music that was coming from the boombox was Dan Fogelberg Souvenirs, which I had never heard of when I was 15, and the music just captured me, and I didn't have the money for the boombox, but I did have the money to go down to the record store in the mall and buy the album, the vinyl album of Dan Fogelberg Souvenirs, which changed my life and inspired me to be a singer-songwriter. And ever since then, I've been, really enjoying his music. And unfortunately, Dan passed away 5 years ago at the young age of 56 from prostate cancer. But I wanted to pay homage to his great songwriting and lyricism and musicality by just recording a CD of my favorite Dan Fogelberg songs, which actually turned into a double CD. You know how that happens.
A lot of favorites.
Yeah, you go back and you investigate and listen to someone's library of music, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, there's way more here that I love than I thought.
Commercially successful for Dan. He had some big hits on the charts, but there's such a depth of his material.
Yeah, he still has a huge underground following of people that love to go listen to his music and still listen to his records. His first big hit was Part of the Plan.
My favorite.
Yeah, it's a great song, which really, the lyrics really talk about, don't wait for some finish line in life, enjoy every day, which is really true. I think we all should do that more.
The more you looked into the music of Dan Fogelberg, you felt more and more attached to him and his work?
It's a very spiritual thing to do when you sit down in a recording studio and you start listening to someone's recordings that were done years and years ago, and you can really hear their heart, and you can really hear their soul, and you really want to do a good job at it, and you don't take it lightly at all. And I know that there are so many fans of his that are so partial to his recordings that I really was careful and really want to do a really good job at it. And shockingly to me, the Fogelberg Foundation of Peoria has just invited us to go out and headline the annual Dan Fogelberg Memorial Weekend in Peoria, Illinois, which I was flabbergasted and honored.
Yes.
I can't wait to go with my 6-piece ensemble, and so I'm really looking forward to that. So it's really been a blessing for me. This was a project I was really doing for myself, just to pay homage, to him, and it's been really warmly welcomed by not only the Fogelberg Foundation, but a lot of his fans have been really cool about it.
Along with his fans, you're also introducing his music to a whole new audience.
Yeah, it's a lot of young people today really love acoustic music, and Dan was great at he had some rockin' hits on like The Language of Love, which was a full rock tune, Power of Gold, a full band rock tune. But you know what? He could sit down in a civic center with his acoustic guitar and capture a whole room of people. That's one of the beauties of his music, was that he would craft it all alone and then add full production to it, but he could also sell it with just his guitar or just himself and a piano, and a lot of young people today really love that intimacy.
Some people are familiar with Dan only from one or two songs, one in particular they'd hear every year around the holidays.
Yeah, Auld Lang Syne,
sure.
Which I did a lot of research for this project, and Dan said that wasn't his favorite song, but it was his biggest seller, and he had to write it, and he's glad that he did. But it's actually a true story. He was actually walking into a store in Peoria, Illinois, where he met an old girlfriend, and he just went home and wrote that song, and it was a huge hit, and he was really glad that everybody loved it, and he sold millions of copies of it.
Everybody seems to have the same kind of reaction. So many folks to his music, they feel that they have been there, they have done that.
Yeah.
It's about them.
It is, and that's one of the great things about a really great songwriter like Fogelberg, was that he could tell you things about yourself that you wouldn't know how to put into words yourself, but he would make you feel that way. He would make you realize, geez, that's something I've actually felt. you know, and that's a beautiful thing about a great songwriter.
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best.
When you can feel it.
Now, you're going to be touching folks right here in the Hudson Valley up close and personal in a beautiful theater coming up very, very soon.
Yeah, I love intimate theater settings, and the theater at West Shore Station, which I guess used to be an old train station.
Yes.
And on June 29th at 8 p.m., we're going to do an evening of Dan Fogelberg music. So if you liked Dan's music and you want to hear some interesting stories and anecdotes from the research that I've done while working on this project, come on out and sing along. And I kind of think of his music, it's like some people at the end of these shows are like, wow, you made me feel like I was in college again. You know, it's like music can be a time travel machine that way. And so if you want to just take a night off and come out and enjoy an evening of Dan Fogelberg songs, come on out. It'll be a lot of fun in an intimate setting.
It's funny. That's exactly when it was for me, too. That's exactly when it was for me, too.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Can't wait. Tickets available?
Yeah, you can get them at doncampbellmusic.com, which is my website. And it'll just be a one-night only show in a small, intimate setting. But come join us if you can.
Will you have the CDs available?
Yes. It's called Kites to Fly. I named it that because I feel like Fogelberg songs are like beautiful kites that should be taken out and flown once in a while. So it's called Kites to Fly, celebrating the music of Dan Fogelberg.
Can I impose on you? Can I ask for a couple of these to give away to the audience?
Absolutely. I have some with me, and I'll be happy to leave you some. And please do.
Thank you very, very much. Love
Thank
to
you,
do
Joe.
that.
Thank you.
Good to have you with
Thanks
us.
for having us today.
My pleasure. One more time, the date of the show?
June 29th at 8 p.m. at the theater at West Shore Station in Newburgh, New York.
Everybody's invited.
Yeah.
Thanks again.
Thank you, Joe.